Good morning, everyone. I'm David Pohl. I'm the Managing Director of EcoFend in the UK. We have a good morning in the UK. Markets bolstered by better than expected German numbers and by a little bit of stimulus out of China. But of course, the whole market is waiting on Mr. Powell and his talk tomorrow. So, in the UK, I put up this chart quite a few times for Core Finance, but that's the UK Composite. It's all the shares that we follow on the London market and on AIM. It's the broadest measure of the London market that I know of. As you can see, from the COVID high, we fell. We had a cracking 2 years, and we pulled back from about November last year. Over the last few weeks, we've been moving up strongly. Market needed a pullback, and very hawkish talk from some of the Fed governors Thursday, Friday last week has precipitated that pullback. We can see it a little bit more clearly on this daily chart. And as you can see, based on that hawkish talk, there was what chartists refer to as a shooting star candle pattern, which is a bearish candle pattern, which has precipitated this 2 to 3 day move down. I think that markets will wait on direction from Powell tomorrow and probably next week, the week between the UK bank holiday and the American Labor Day. That's the lowest volume week of the year, apart from the Christmas week. So I think that we're probably going to have to wait till after the American Labor Day before we get a decisive move in this market one way or the other. That's the US market. The US market, in fact, led us down. The trends on both sides of the Atlantic are similar. The short-term trend in the UK and in the US is down. Longer-term trends are up. I want to try and look at energy a little bit this morning, and this is the XLE, which is the American Energy Stocks Index. It's an exchange-traded fund, and as you can see, it's traded fairly predictably since the lows due to the COVID thing way back in March, April 2020. It's moved up, and the move up has been defined by that trend line. And as you can see, a few weeks ago, it bounced off that trend line, moving up very strongly indeed, and that's dragging energy stocks up all around the world. I see Serica has broken to new highs this morning. We have quite a lot of customers who've done exceptionally well in Serica. I myself, being a more boring type, bought into Shell right at the lows on April 2020, and I'm still holding that. And I see it's above £23 this morning. So what can we look at? Well, Tomgala has been a great investment over the last 9 or 10 months since it's been listed. I actually hold a share in 2 continents. I hold it in South Africa, where it was spun out of Anglo. It's the old Anglo coal division. And bought into it recently as it broke up through this last high. I've drawn the high in by that horizontal line, and it's moving up very strongly indeed. Earnings per share is rising. It's significantly undervalued. It broke up on a effective S buy signal. That's as easy as it comes. Second one that I think is just about to move is Capricorn Energy. And you can see how the earnings have come in. The blue study in the window below the price is forecast earnings per share. And as those forecast earnings per share ballooned, the VectivS program revalued the stock. And frequently, after being revalued, it'll still move sideways until the market works out what's going on. It would seem to have broken up through that 5-year high, I think. And it's on a VectivS buy recommendation, significantly undervalued, and that has a high probability of moving much higher in this move. Now, on wind, Greencoat, undervalued, growing earnings strongly. It's broken up in reasonable volume on a buy recommendation, and that looks to me as if that wants to move higher. And Gresham House Energy, relatively small trust. Again, growing earnings very strongly indeed. It's broken up through an all-time high, once, twice, three times. It's sitting in a what technicians refer to as a multiple inside pattern at the moment, and those are weekly charts. A break out of that multiple inside target, folks. In other words, a break above the high a couple of weeks ago, and that thing should motor. So maybe you'll want to wait for a breakout of that last high that happened, what, 1, 2, 3, 4 weeks ago. And then finally, EcoFend, another investment trust which has got a large print in alternative energy. Earnings coming in very strongly. And as you can see, as those earnings started to come in, VectorVest revalued the stock. It broke a 52-week high, then come back and kissed it once, it kissed it then again, and that's a pattern that a chartist of yesteryear called Richard Wyckoff referred to as a Wyckoff spring. And it's a big, big part of my trading arsenal. And as you can see, the share has sprung out of the Wyckoff pattern, and I think it's just broken through a 52-week high. I think that there's a lot of legs in that as yet. So energy stocks on the move, ladies and gentlemen. I think the rest of the stock market, the main part of the stock market has got a couple of days in front of it waiting on Mr. Powell's speech tomorrow. And even that, it may take the holiday week behind us before we get a decisive, trendable and profitable move. So just be careful over the next week. Liquidity is going to dry up. Always easy to get into a position, but if you have to get out of a position in a hurry, you may find that there's not a bid in sight. If you would like to be able to pick these stocks for yourself, pick stocks that are undervalued, that are growing earnings strongly, that are rising in price, then VectorVest will do that for you easily. If you want to try VectorVest, it's about $5 for a 30-day trial. And if you go to vectorvest.co.uk, you can avail yourself of that trial anytime. Have a great long weekend, folks.